Hi everyone, myself Nakko Prithvi. So in the last video we saw EC2 creation via console. Today we will be discussing about cloud formation for EC2, which is nothing but we are trying to create the infrastructure using code, infrastructure as a code. So let's see how let's see the demo. So before actually doing that, let's see what is a cloud formation. So I made a separate video for it. Refer for it for full details. So to give you a brief, CloudFormation is nothing but a service provided by AWS through which we can create, update, delete our resources using infrastructure as a code, using a template basically, which where code is written in the template. So it supports the template supports JSON and YAML. So you can write the configuration and what resources need to be created and what configurations they need to be having in a template, and give it to the CloudFormation service, and CloudFormation will deploy or create, update, delete those AWS resources. This is our brief CloudFormation intro. So let's go into the basically simple EC2 instance demo. So I created one ML file. So in this course we will be discussing on like using ML files only. So the structure you can refer from the CloudFormation video, but what are the things required for this ML EC2 instance I will be dealing here in this course. So so let's this is the I mean you can directly search for EC2 instance in using CloudFormation. This is the doc you will be getting, which is AWS doc, right? So what exactly it is? So this will give all the options, all the properties which we can use for creating the EC2 instances. Uh, Block device, which is like EBS volume and image ID, AMI nothing but Amazon Machine Image, instance type, which we already see, different instance type, which defines CPU, memory, those network capacity. So all the different configurations it will give, it is giving on the basically alphabet wise ABCD with a priority ABCD like this. So I mean to explain you here, let me give an example so that it will be clear in the order, in the same order. Actually in that's why I prepared this EC2 instance template file in the order which we have created the instance. So I'll tell you about what are these parameters, and what is this mapping and resources. So resources, this is basically our resources which we will be we can add different resources here like EC2, IAM, security group, like that, different things. Keep here EC2 instance is nothing but logical ID. I mean it's not used in any of our what you call uh, in the creating instances, but it is a cloud formation logical ID. So within the template, or within I mean within the cloud formation template, if anyone want to refer this resource, they need to use this logical ID for referring the resource within the cloud formation template. If you have any doubts, it will be more clear when we are discussing further examples. But this has has no intervention in creating resources, but it is a logical ID which can be referenced. Okay, then image ID instance. I am dealing with these things. So what are these things? Like let me go through an example and launch instance. machine image. This is the machine image which we discussed, the same AMI ID I provided. I am providing it as a reference, right? So here I will explain about parameters, because here reference means like it is referencing either a parameter or another resource. Here it is referencing parameter, but it can refer another resource also. So that is the thing. So where it is present, parameters AMI ID. So see, here is the AMI ID present, AMI of the instance, which has type, which is a Amazon machine AMI ID. Default, if not given, then also no issue. We will be giving while creating. Also there is an option like if we haven't given here, we need to give there in the cloud while creating the cloud formation stack. So yeah, one term here is important. So the files are basically the templates. Every I mean, here we are creating one EC2 instance, but we can create n number of resources of same service, so that uh, the one of the advantages, we can group those all the resources of a service as a one unit, one template. So when we are deploying that in using CloudFormation, when we are creating those resources using CloudFormation, we call this template as a stack, the stack we are creating basically. So that's the name came from. So AMI ID default, we this one instance type T2 micro, which we already seen, which provides CPU, memory, and everything, and network capacities. Next, configure details. It's a subnet ID we are providing. We are providing a default one. So subnet ID. Then block device mapping. Nothing but an EBS volume. If slash dev slash xvda means it is a root volume for Amazon Linux AMIs. So if we provided this and we provided volume type and volume size, it will create a EBS volume. If we haven't provided this block, it will create a default 8 GB EBS volume, uh, which is as a root. Obviously this is also as a root dev xvda path if we given. So then security group IDs, as we already see, the inbound rules and outbound rules to allow, this we have seen. Now tags also have provided, tags also have provided. Next, security group. So security groups, we can, like, I provided the existing one which we created already, so we can create also, which I will show you in maybe in a separate video. Then keypair name, when we are launching, if you remember, we will get a keypair name we need to create, or like we use existing one. I am using the existing one, which is referring from the parameter. So these are the parameters generally one used to create a simple EC2 instance. Apart from that, there are more things like EBS additional features, like EBS additional features like KMS encryption, I mean security encryption, and also EC2 instance with role, and user data. These two also important, but I will show them in it separate videos, right? User data. Uh, so there is a CFN in it also. Yeah, user data. These are the important things, but I will show you in the later lectures. Here in the demo, I am just confined to create a EC2 instance with the features we already know, right? So this is the thing. Let's deploy the same using the CloudFormation. Search for CloudFormation. You will get the stacks. I mean, you will get to the UI. Here we can create a stack, which is nothing but a set of resources via template. Choose file. So this is the file which I have created, which I shown you. Next, there is an option to view in designer also. So if our template is fine, then a proper UI will come here. This is our basically this is our basically EC2 instance. After that we need to upload here, create stack. If this is fine, I mean here the code is also there. If you want to modify, you can modify the same and upload the stack. So whenever we upload a template, it automatically stores in external S3 bucket, and from there it will refer. We can also place our CloudFormation templates in S3 bucket and we can refer. So these are the two places we can refer. I mean, more majorly means like we can refer from S3, we can say it directly. So if we are placed in GitHub also, we need to use code pipeline or code, I mean code build code pipeline these services for basically deploying from GitHub. So stack name I will give test01 cloud noku. So AMI ID, key pair name, volume, it came as default. Since we have given didn't give environment as a see here environment, here we haven't given any default, that's why it gave us an option. Since it is a list, it is given 2 with allowed values. Remaining all as came as default. Security group ID also I will select. So that security group need to be present in same VPC which you're launching your instances. Click next. These are stack tags. Those are resource tags. You can say stack to apply to resources in your stack. You can add to 15 unique stacks for each stack. You can it also applies to the resources. Uh, test uh, test cloud noku. Stack creation options. If we don't want to roll back on failure, you can disable, but by default if you are creating set of resources, if CloudFormation doesn't able to create any resource, it will automatically roll back. So that thing can be avoided that by the that disable that stack option, stack update option. So it is being stated. So stack info, whenever it is created, if there are nested stack, it will show parent stacks, everything. Termination protects also we can enable for this CloudFormation stack. So different features are there on which I discussed in like separate video of CloudFormation, so you can refer. So this is the resources which is being created. Here outputs, if we have defined here, which is availability zone. It will come after resource created. This is the parameters we have provided. Template, this is a template, I mean normal, which we have uploaded. When we update, the change set will reflect. Change set is like previous state to now present state. So it is created. Let's check the instance. See, the instance is up. So it is created with the same subnet, my subnet public one, which we have used. So it's already 15 minutes. Let me cover. Let me show the storage also. The volume which we provided 20 GB is being created. So security groups also being assigned. So that's it. Like whatever we have provided here, ABS volume size, uh, 20 GB. So with default 20 GB, everything is being created instance. But you can look that in documentation only two are required. With two we can create, but all these things are important in production like environment. This is a basic EC2. Even then the parameters are important, but you can basically use the two resource image ID, security group IDs. With this you can create, remaining all will be default subnets, default everything will be default, and it will be created instance. But it is a basic which we generally not used in uh, any development or production. Development is fine, but production or like staging we can't use the type of configuration. It's better to have a default configure VPC subnets and values. So that's it from this lecture. Let's see further advancements of this EC2 template in further video. Thanks for your time.